For me, I think it's very important for your kids, for even you yourself to know how to speak, because it even helps you, especially when you travel.
Exactly.
There are times when you want to have private conversations with your spouse or with people around or your children, and you want to speak your language. There are even times when I think in Yoruba. It's crazy, it might sound crazy, but I'm thinking, and
the
it's
spiritual
in Yoruba.
aspect of the language.
Did you know that there are over 520 languages being spoken in Nigeria? I just found that out and I screamed when I saw that. And, you know, seeing that just made me think about the fact that sometimes you hear people say that they don't want their children to learn how to speak their local dialect. I think that's really, really bad of you. If you're a parent and you've been doing that, stop it. Do not tell your children that you don't want them to learn their local dialect. It's important for children to actually understand, you know, how to speak your local dialect. Anyways, today I'm joined by my friend Kolade Adenle, and you know, this guy is actually somebody that a lot of you should know. He runs a blog in Yoruba, and his blog is called Kolimo's blog. I love that blog. And you know, recently I was reading your blog and I saw you write about Big Brother house, and you know, the things that were going on, and I was just laughing. Like, I was on Instagram and I was blown away. I was just laughing. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Good day, everyone. It's really,
see how he's like, good day, everyone.
It's really cool being here with Lady ARIYIKE. She's an amazing person. I met her last year at DW Bloggers. Yes. She was one of the guest speakers. So me being here is like a dream come true. Yeah. So it's really amazing being with someone like her.
I'm blushing. Thank you so much, and thanks for accepting my invitation.
Yeah, anytime. Hi everyone. My name is Kolade Adenle. I'm a blogger, a writer, and a Yoruba analyst. I have a blog, a Yoruba blog, kolimo.com, where I write news and lifestyle in Yoruba language. I believe we should try as much as possible to show more of our culture, teach more people our language, and just show the world how beautiful Africa is. I think you guys should check out my blog, www.kolimo.blogspot.com, and follow me on social media, Instagram at Kolimo, Twitter at Kolimo, and Facebook.
Okay, so today we're talking about embracing your local dialect. And, you know, I find it strange that we have people in our generation who do not want their children to speak their local dialect, to the local language. And, you know, I find it very, I find it very annoying, actually.
I find it stupid. Sorry for the strong word. Is because your language is your identity.
I know.
That's the only thing you can actually pass to the next generation, to continue your culture and to show the world how rich your culture is. Then, so why won't you want to like speak your language? It's crazy to me.
I even hear that there are some schools that, you know, they don't teach the children how to speak. They don't teach the, you know, local languages.
You have to
However, you have to pay extra for them to learn how to speak phonics.
Exactly. That's really bad.
I know, right?
And the problem is, Africans generally, African language generally is gradually moving to that stage where our language is going extinct.
I know.
If we check parents, they tried as much as possible to teach us our languages.
Yes.
Me personally, when I was growing up, I grew up from a royal family. My grandpa was
thank you.
My grandpa was a king in Osogbo.
Okay.
So my dad tried as much as possible. I remember then.
What king is that?
Ataoja of Osogbo.
Ataoja of Osogbo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my dad tried as much as possible to teach us the language. I remember when he comes back from work, he gathers us outside and teach us. He tells us folk stories and folk tales in Yoruba at night. He tells us parables and all that. So thinking about how beautiful that is, I think it's just really bad that some people don't see the need for them to teach their children.
They don't see the beauty in it. Instead, they see shame in it.
Exactly.
In them teaching their children, you know, passing down those things that they enjoyed to their own children. It's sad because, you know, for my friends who say things like that, in fact, they don't even say things like that in front of me anymore, because when they say it, I just tell them that, look, You think you're doing your children a favor.
But
You're
yeah,
actually doing them a lot of harm, because if you're outside the country, I remember
Yeah.
my first time in Paris, I realized that the people there will not answer you when you speak English to them.
Exactly.
I think they just have that mentality of, if you cannot speak French, what are you doing here?
No,
Like, for you to come here,
the
you
thing
should
is-
understand. Even the ones that understand English,
Yeah.
when you ask them for directions, they start speaking French.
The thing is,
And-
what I believe is that they've learned from their past mistakes. There's a language like Latin was a very strong language then. But now it's very difficult for you to see anybody speaking.
It's
language
just like all those maxims, all those Latin maxims that you just
exactly.
see here
They've
every
learned
now
from
and then.
that. They realized that not speaking their language or not teaching their children their language would gradually or eventually get the language extinct. And that's what they don't want to
happen.
to
And I
happen.
see Chinese people,
Exactly,
like even when you travel,
exactly.
you see them, you will never hear them speak English. Chinese people, Indians,
And the truth-
you see them talking to their children and they're speaking their language.
And the truth is that the development of any country is based on your language. Look at China, for instance. The moment they realized that, they shut down every foreign language from their country. You dare not speak any other language in China. If you are going to China today, maybe to stay there or to school, you first need to learn their language,
yes.
before they grant you
It's
visa.
very important.
That's wisdom.
Before you go to school there, you
Exactly.
need to,
Before you go to school in China, you have to learn their language first before
For
they
real?
give.
I didn't know that.
So to me, that's
Okay.
the way it's supposed to be.
But you know, if we do that in Nigeria, that will be hard. Hey,
It's because
now we go hard. 520 languages. Which one do you want to pick?
it's because of the kind of people we are. We don't value what we have. We prefer foreign things to what we
Yeah,
have.
the foreign things look cool to people. I mean, look at
Exactly.
movies like Black Panther. Have you seen it?
I've not, but
Oh my
I've seen
goodness,
it.
you should see it. But you should see how, you know, Africa was portrayed,
Yeah.
and you can see even the costumes, the language spoken, and all of that. You know, every now and then, Wakanda forever. Watching that kind of movie, you'll be so proud to be
Yeah.
African, and you'll be like, wow. So Africa can actually be portrayed in this manner. You know, from a country like America, you know, putting us on the front
But
line.
I believe individually we are trying as much as possible to try to show that we are patriotic with our language. I'll take Reverend Samuel Ajayi Crowther for an example. He was a missionary. He was a Nigerian. He learned English, came back, and rewrote the Yoruba Bible
In Europe, yes, the Bible in Yoruba.
All other languages that has been documented in Nigeria was based on what he did.
Definitely. Okay, so I saw this article online. Let me quickly read this. For practical reasons, I don't see the need. It is only a dialect. My children won't be able to use it at school or in the university, and there doesn't seem to be a point in teaching them to read in it, which obviously meant read it. So what's the use? For me, I think it's very important for your kids, for even you yourself to know how to speak, because it even helps you, especially when you travel.
Exactly.
There are times when you want to have private conversations with your spouse or with people around or your children. And you want to speak your language. There are even times when I think in Yoruba. It's crazy. It might sound crazy. But I'm thinking, and
the
it's in
spiritual
Yoruba.
aspect of a language. The dreams you have in your native language.
My dreams are in English. Most of my dreams are
That's
in
what
English.
you think.
In fact, the ones I remember, I think.
That's what you think.
Are you serious?
But if you consciously...
So what if you can't speak? You won't dream?
You dream, but you won't have a perfect revelation of what you are doing.
Because you don't understand your language.
Exactly.
Hey, Kolimo.
Exactly. You are communicating. God created you Yoruba for a reason. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That?
I know that. It's not I think that.
Are you serious?
I know that. But
well,
so many people don't know. So many people don't. You feel because our language has been, you are bilingual. So you feel you are talking to God in English. You are actually relating with God in your language.
So when you want to pray, it's better to pray in your language.
Exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
that's a spiritual language. Anyway, that one is another one. So let's quickly talk about your blog. I love your blog, Kolimo's blog.
Thank you very much.
I love the fact that you blog in Yoruba. Come on, guys, have you ever seen a blog in Yoruba? I mean, that is so cool. And you know, there was one that I was reading Well, you wrote about the Big Brother
Big
house,
Brother, okay,
and you know your caption got me, and I just remembered, like, you know, all those olden days newspapers in Yoruba.
yeah.
So please, just tell them that caption. There was one. I think I even messaged
Okay,
you after I saw it.
it's about Toby and Sisi.
Yes,
We all
it
know
was
the drama
Toby and
going
Sisi.
around with Toby and Sisi. Sisi trying to show the whole drama and all that. Toby trying to play cool with him for a while.
Toby trying to play cool with her.
Cool with her,
Sisi.
rather. For a while. But now Toby is trying to get back to his real self. So the caption I put was, Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Toby, ó ti dìbò láti yan Sisi kúrò nínú ìdíje Big Brother Naija. Ìyá Toby, ẹ kú iṣẹ́, abiyamọ tòótọ́. That shows that.
Can you interpret it in English for people who can't speak Yoruba?
Okay, Toby has voted Sisi out of the Big Brother Naija house. Toby's mom is doing a fantastic job outside.
As a mother.
Yeah, as a mother.
Let's just give out tips to people who have said that they don't want their kids to speak their local dialect for reasons best known to them. Some say that it will alter the child's accent. I've heard somebody say that before. So for people who have that mentality, what do we have to say to them?
I believe we should address the leadership of the country. How would you say someone cannot go to the higher institution if he doesn't have a credit in English, neglecting your own language?
Okay.
You are taking English language more than your own language. Someone has an A in Yoruba, for instance, add maybe a D in English, and you say because of that, that person cannot further his or her education. That's.
So what should the government do? They should make it mandatory for people to...
Make your language mandatory for people to pass,
okay.
and
or one local language.
Yeah, exactly, and equip teachers with more resources to teach people. To teach, there's this article I found that I read about. There's a lady that actually wanted to study Yoruba in the university.
Okay.
But when the lady told the parents, they were like, no, that's impossible. There's French, there's German. That unconsciously brings down the lady's morale to want to improve the language. So we should try as much as possible
to encourage
our language, encourage people.
And we have great people who studied Yoruba in school, and they're doing very, very well right now.
Very well.
So yeah, it's very important. And of course, parents, please talk to your children. Try and speak with them. You know, teach them your local dialect. It's very important. You might think it's just one of those things that you should shove aside, or you might think it's not important, but it actually is important. I'm very happy that I can speak you know, Yoruba fluently. I wish I could speak other languages. I can speak a little bit of Hausa here and there. And, you know, I think that there are actually certain tribes in Nigeria who go the extra mile, who make extra efforts to make sure that their children speak. For example, I think the Hausa people, for me, would be number one, because I've worked with them where I used to work, you know, a couple of years ago, they were Hausa people. And I realized that even at work, some of them will speak Hausa to you because they just assume that everybody in that particular organization spoke the language. And, you know, you see children who are like 3 years old, children who just started talking. There are times I go to my children's school to pick them up, and the Hausa people, when they pick up their kids, most times they are speaking Hausa. So for me, it's a case of, you know, when they get to school, let them learn how to speak English. Teach them how to speak English, but converse with them in your local dialect.
So as not to lose their identity.
So as not to lose it, because when they travel abroad, if they go and school abroad, they would even appreciate it more over there. Thank you so much, Kolimo.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Kolade, for coming on the show.
It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you, and I love your outfit. You look good.
Thank you very much.
Good.
You're looking very well.
Thank you. Thank
you very much.
Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Lady ARIYIKE. I'm going to be doing a giveaway very soon, so you guys should stay tuned to this channel. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell your family members to subscribe, and tell them about your blog so that they can also...
Yeah, you can follow me at Kolimo on Instagram and Twitter, and www.kolimoblogs.com. Yeah, thank you.
Check out his blog, guys. You're going to love it. Bye. Peace out.